Good morning. It is July 3rd and I'm leaving my campsite here on the spur to the subway cave at about 6:37. And today my goal is to get to the Lassen Volcanic National Park. It's going to be a longer day. I'm going to attempt 20 miles. We'll see if I can get it done. The beginning is pretty flat, and so I'm hoping that between that and trying to get an earlier start, that I will be able to knock out a 20-mile day. Last night was good. I slept hard. It was not windy. I did hear a little bit of highway noise because I'm near Highway 44, I think, but that was not a problem. So I got a good night's rest, and I got a bunch of water from the water fountain at the subway caves parking area. So I'm set for water. So let's hit the trail. So there is a spatter cones nature trail that I just passed, and it's a 2-mile loop that goes through various geologic formations that were formed by volcanic eruptions. So the spatter cone is like lava that was spurted out of a opening in the ground and then created a cone-shaped formation. And that sounds super cool. I love cool geologic stuff, but it would add 2 miles to my day, and I'm already aiming to do a 20-mile day, which is ambitious for me. And so I'm gonna have to pass on the spatter cones trail. But I realized that today is 1 month that I've been on trail, July 3rd, and I started on June 3rd. So I'm excited for that. That's a pretty cool milestone to celebrate. So 1 month on trail, woohoo! Check out how the moss is only growing on the branches on this tree and not on the trunk. That's so weird. But then over on this tree, it's also just growing on the branches, but not on the trunk. They're just more branches. I don't know. This morning has been lovely, pretty flat, pretty smooth trail, but and forested, so nice and shaded. It's been wonderful, but every so often you like to see a little mountain view, and here I just came around a curve and I'm able to see Mount Lassen. And I just talked with a lovely fellow hiker who gave me some intel about the lower Twin Lakes, which is where I'm hoping to camp tonight. Well, as soon as I had the thought about finding a little spot for a snack break with a view of the mountain, I came to a little switchback and I found the perfect sitting rock that is in the shade and just the right height and relatively smooth, and it's lovely. And I can hear Hat Creek flowing down in the valley, so I'll be seeing that in a few miles. And some cute little birds tooling around on the branches. A lovely spot for a snack. I think I will have some trail mix and maybe a Snickers. Looks like I'm walking through a forested, harvested lumber area here, a patch And it makes me definitely appreciate the shade that I have been walking through this morning. It's been lovely to have some shade. This is Hat Creek, and I was planning to push a little further and have lunch a couple more miles down the trail, but when I walked past this little spot, I could not resist stopping and making this my lunch spot. So I cooked my chicken pot pie dinner, the hot dinner, which is a switch up from my usual routine where I eat my cold lunch and then make a hot supper. But I thought, why not stop and really soak up this area and spend as much time as possible here. So I'm going to go put my feet in the creek. So I'm in Lassen Volcanic National Park, and it is completely a burn zone. And I was reading comments on Far Out that there is a really nice alternate trail that is only 0.4 miles shorter than the PCT, but goes by at least 4 lakes, and it has a nice view of Mount Lassen over one of those lakes. And so I checked out my National Geographic map booklet, and I also have another app called OnX, O-N-X, that helps map trails. So I'm going to take a 0.4 mile shorter alternate route and see some lakes. Well, it's a sign that I'm on a trail. I'm relying on Onyx to make sure that I am not going astray. This is the first lake, and according to the map, there are 2 lakes called cluster lakes. So they must be maybe connected when the water level is higher and not when it's lower. But there's the first one. Now that I have a little bit of elevation on it, I can see the other cluster lake over there in the distance. This is the wrap up for July 3rd. I am camped here on the shore of Silver Lake on the Cluster Lakes Trail alternate to the PCT that I took. I was going to go all the way to Lower Twin Lake, which is on the PCT, but this is so beautiful. How could I turn this down? My own private spot overlooking the lake and Mount Lawson. Too good to be true. So I would say the Cluster Lakes Trail alternate is the highlight of my day. I really am enjoying seeing all of these lakes. So much nicer than just walking through a dry burn zone area. There are still plenty of burnt trees around, but if you're gonna have to do something, wouldn't you rather walk by some beautiful lakes? I would. Until next time, come along with me as I hike slow, take a lot of pictures, and eat a lot of snacks. Good night.